Hey everybody, this is Brian Wright with ICCF and Boomerang Church, bringing you today's leadership key about how to fulfill every mandate of God that He gives you. One of the things that I've watched throughout leadership is that people will receive a direction from God, vision from God, and then they're working on that and God gives them something else, or a leader will give them something else. They'll give them this task, then they'll give them that task. And before long, if that person doesn't know who they are in Christ, they will become overwhelmed. If they don't know the promises of God, it's very easy to listen to the pressure of those tasks and mandates and get overwhelmed, and you don't have to live there. You can live at the place where you literally operate at easy and light. And I've found that this doesn't just happen to the people that are at beginning in leadership. It happens when you're at the top of leadership as well, because the task that as you're growing in God and growing in your leadership, those tasks become bigger. The amounts of money and finances that you're handling, it's larger. I used to believe God for a few dollars, and now I believe God for hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars. And so that responsibility grows. Many times when that's happened, or let's say that somebody takes on a new task or a new project, or they move into a new position, that has a tendency to become overwhelming if our thoughts are from the corrupted logic of the world and not coming from God. Take these two scriptures into account, and I think that it'll really help you and really help anyone who's in leadership. Number one, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There's nothing left out of that. And if God's given us a word to get something accomplished, He has given us the provision to get that accomplished as well. When we know that, when we know that we know that we know that, everything can be empowered in our action to make that come to pass. The second thing is a set of verses, 1 Corinthians 10:13 and 2 Corinthians 2:14. 1 Corinthians 10:13 that says this: God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you're able. Now that's me paraphrasing. He will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are capable of with His help. And then 2 Corinthians 2:14 says this, that thanks be unto God who's always leading us to triumph in Christ and manifesting through us the sweet aroma of the knowledge of Him in every place. So when you see that God's always leading us to triumph, and with God everything is possible, especially when it's in God's plan, when God has written that into your life and tasked you or given you the mandate to fulfill, He'll never give you anything or even allow you to get in that place of His playbook, of His plan, of His mandate, where He doesn't have victory already prescribed. And so now you can step into a place that you may not even have any experience in. You might not be anointed to do that before now, but now He's placed you in there. I know that in this, I might not know what to do. I might not have the ability by myself, but God is faithful. And so I'll never find myself in a position that's led by God that I can't walk out the other side in victory. With that knowledge that with God all things are possible, and with that knowledge that I can accomplish this and God only has plans for victory, every leader can take those promises of God and step into that victory. And so when you come to that place where it feels overwhelming, stop feeling overwhelming. That's the world. That's the wind and the waves trying to get you to drop the mandate of God, drop the vision of God, drop the task of God. And every person is called into some form of leadership. Every person's called to make disciples. And in that, God will give you mandates, call you to lead, and allow you and empower you to move on to victory. Many times in my life, God's called me into areas I've never done before. But I had these promises, I grabbed hold of them, and as I go, each step where I didn't know where to step, He's the lamp. He's the light to the path. He's a lamp to our feet. And He shows me how to do what I need to do. Teaches me every step. And before you know it, we're moving on into victory. Those aren't just promises for me today. Those are promises for you. You can lead and fulfill every mandate and not be overwhelmed. So this has been the leadership keys that we have every week for ICCF. And you can go to iccf.us. You can reach out to us. You can receive more help in that way. There's constantly an area forum where you can go and get training on how to be a better leader, how to walk those things out, not just theory, literally the nuts and bolts of leadership. Every week on this channel, subscribe to it, and you'll see that more and more leadership tips to help you every single week. And of course, we have big conferences each year as well. Those are on the website. Join us, reach out to us, iccf.us. We look forward to seeing you. All of that is free. We want to serve you and help you grow in the leadership that God's called you to. We love you, and we'll see you next week on Leadership Keys with ICCF.